Chair Gensler famously told crypto firms to come in and register, whatever that meant exactly. They provided very little direction or a way for that to actually happen. Instead, it seemed that firms received was a threat of enforcement for doing so. Is it fair to say that the SEC has thus far not produced desirable or discernible standards for digital asset ecosystem that facilitate consistent application of the rules? Mr. Yahim, Mr. Garrison.
Congressman, thank you for the question. That's absolutely true. There's just been a complete lack of policy making, and it's been a regulation by enforcement regime using a decades-old jurisdictional test to try to shoehorn the diverse set of digital assets in the market into the securities laws.
And let's just be clear, regulation through enforcement is the bad thing, right?
It is a bad thing.
Okay.
So
Sometimes some of my colleagues and friends don't always see it that way. They just think that that's another tool in the toolbox, but that lack of predictability, I would think, would be very hard.
It's been in stark contrast, Congressman, to, we've watched in many major markets around the world a constructive policymaking process where jurisdictions have crafted definitions, passed legislation, passed regulation. We're in the implementation phase. It has been the exact opposite experience here in the United States.
Yeah, Mr. Garrison, I want you to answer this part. What must be done to ensure consistent guidance regarding the classification of digital assets?
So I think the SEC needs to take a deep breath and start afresh on its guidance. The 2019 guidance that you mentioned, while well-intentioned, has over 60 factors and no way to actually weight the different factors. That's simply not actionable. There's
I think good news is Acting Chair Ueda is seemingly doing that, taking a very different approach. One of his first was to rescind the Staff Advisory Bulletin 121, SAB 121, followed by the creation of Crypto Task Force headed by fellow Commissioner Hester Peirce. So additionally, we've seen the SEC pause some of their pending crypto-related enforcement actions, citing a desire for potential resolution. Mr. Kim, beyond these examples, what other actions could the SEC pursue as far as low-hanging fruit to improve its approach in digital asset regulation that Congress could legislate?
Thank you very much for your question. First of all, I want to just reiterate that it's been so encouraging for the industry to have the SEC Crypto Task Force, the new SEC leadership, welcoming and willing to work with the industry. In addition to pausing or withdrawing enforcement actions based solely on registration violations without any allegations of fraud or egregious conduct, it's clarifying some of the issues that the industry has been requesting. What is a security? Clarifying and confirming that a stablecoin